Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over past state test questions from 2021 and older for mostly expressions, a couple with equations. So from our packet we picked a couple of questions to do, so I'm going to go over those right now. We'll start with number 1. And it says, an equation is shown below. What value of C makes the equation true? Right, so we've got 12 minus 9 plus C equals 12. Well, we can use substitution here and then order of operations to see what works. Right, so I'm going to substitute choice A in first, 0. And let's see if that works. Well, 12 minus 9 is 3, and 3 plus 0 is 3. 3 does not equal 12. So option A is not good, not appropriate, not a solution. All right, next let's substitute 3 in. We've got 12 minus 9 plus 3. That's supposed to equal 12. If we go in order, 12 minus 9 is 3, and 3 plus 3 is 6. That is not equal to 12. So 3 is not a solution. Let's try the next one, 9. We've got 12 minus 9 plus 9 equals 12. Well, 12 minus 9 is 3, and 3 plus 9 does equal 12. So 9 is a solution. Choice C. Number 5. What value of m makes the equation below true? So we've got some choices here, 5, 3, 31 and 6/10, 32 and 4/10, and 47 and 4/10. And again, we'll use some substitution here to see what works. We'll start off with 5. I know substituting 5 in here automatically will not work. 5 plus a number that's close to 8 is 13. That's nowhere close to the 39.5 we expect to get to. So it is not 5. 5 is not a solution. Let's try 31 and 6/10. If I put 31 and 6/10 in, right, I'm going to line up my decimal points, my place values, and we're going to add here. Right? 6 plus 9 is 15. Carry my 1 up. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 7 is 9. And 3 plus nothing is 3. And we're going to bring our decimal point down. 39 and 5/10 we can rewrite as 39 and 5 over 10. 5 over 10 reduces to 1/2, so that's the same as the 39.5 in our question. So it is choice B, 31 and 6/10 is our solution. All right, number 6, an expression is shown below. What is the value of the expression? So we have this fraction here, 143 minus 35 in the numerator and 3 to the third power in the denominator. We're going to have to simplify what's in the numerator first, what's in the denominator also. So let's do the subtraction. 143 minus 35. I'm going to borrow here. 13 minus 5 is 8. 3 minus 3 is 0. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So we've got 108 in the numerator. And then in the denominator, 3 to the third power means 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. So that's 108 over 27. And then we've got to reduce it. Well, I know that 9 goes into both of those numbers, so I'm going to simplify by 9 first. 108 divided by 9 is 12. 27 divided by 9 is 3. I'm going to move my work over here. Okay. And then we can simplify that further. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So it is choice A. Let's move on to number 7. What value of x makes the equation 33x equals 11 true? So the 33 and the x are being multiplied together. So again, let's substitute to see which number works. If I substitute 1/3 in, will it equal 11? So I'm going to put the 33 over 1, and if we multiply across, that's 33 over 3. 33 over 3 reduces to 11. So 1/3 is our solution. That's the value of x. Number 20. A sandwich shop sells sandwiches for $5.95 each, including tax. The shop received a total of $71.40 from the sales of sandwiches one afternoon. Which equation can be used to determine the number of sandwiches X sold by the sandwich shop that afternoon? Well, if we know each sandwich is $5.95 and we multiply by the number of sandwiches, right? If I buy 2 sandwiches, we would double the $5.95. If I buy 3 sandwiches, we would multiply $5.95 times 3. If I buy 10 sandwiches, we would multiply by 10, the $5.95. So I'm multiplying the $5.95 and X together that's going to tell me the total cost or the total amount of sandwiches, dollars sold by the sandwich shop. So $5.95 times X is option C. Number 22. Tom wants to order tickets online so that he and 3 friends of his can go together to a water park. The cost of the tickets is $16 per person. There's also a $2.50 one-time service fee for ordering the tickets online. Write an expression in terms of N that represents the cost of ordering N tickets online. So this is an expression, it has no equal sign in it, just the one variable which represents the number of tickets. Okay, so the cost of tickets is $16 per person. So $16 per ticket, in other words. So if we're buying 1 ticket, we would do 16 times 1. If we're buying 2 tickets, 16 times 2. 3 tickets would be 16 times 3 to get the cost of all the tickets. So we're multiplying 16 times the number of tickets. That's 16N. And then there's also a one-time fee that we have to pay because we ordered them online. So I'm going to add $2.50 to that. Right, so there's our expression, 16N plus $2.50. You could rewrite it as $2.50 plus 16N. Those are the same thing. I've used the commutative property to switch $2.50 and 16N around. All right, now we want to find the cost if we're ordering 4 tickets. So we're going to substitute 4 in for N. Right, so 16 times 4 plus the $2.50. So 16 times 4 is 64. And then we're going to add $2.50 to it. That's $66.50. All right, number 26. Which expression is represented by the phrase, the square of y decreased by the quotient of 28 and 7? All right, square means we need an exponent of 2. Decreased by means there's some subtraction in there, and quotient means there's division. As I'm looking at all the multiple choice options, I see an exponent of 2, subtraction, and division with that fraction bar. So I can't eliminate any options here. So let's go through the tips we learned in class. We're going to put this in order. We're going to translate in order as we see it. So the square of y means y squared. Right? Decreased by. Decreased by is a subtraction word. It is not a reversal. So we're going to keep it in order. And then it says the quotient of 28 and 7. So I want to put the division sign between the 28 and 7. Right? We can rewrite that in fraction form as 28 over 7. So there's our expression, y squared minus 28 over 7. That's choice B. Number 27. Chakan worked at the warehouse after school. He earned $9.25 per hour stacking boxes. Which equation correctly relates Chakan's total earnings, D, to the number of hours he worked, H? Right, well, if he's working $9.25 per hour, that means he's getting paid $9.25 for 1 hour. If he works for 2 hours, we would double that amount, $18.50. If he works for 3 hours, we would triple that amount, $27.75. So it seems like I'm multiplying $9.75 times the number of hours, that's H, that he works, and that's going to give our total earnings, right? That $27.75 or $18.50. Right, so $25, not 75 cents, 25 cents times H equals D. That's option A. On to number 28. Zelma buys P pounds of bananas for 40 cents per pound. She pays the clerk with a $20 bill. We're going to cross out this D and 2 here. It's not part of the question. With a $20 bill. The clerk subtracts the total cost of the bananas from the $20 bill to determine the amount of change to give Zelma. Okay, so we're starting with a $20 bill, right? We want to know which expression represents the amount of change Zelma should receive. So that means we're going to have to subtract the cost of the bananas from the $20 to figure out how much change is needed. Right, so that means we know we have to start with 20. Right, since the $20, I can cross out A and D, Since the $20 is listed as 20, anything with cents would have to be in decimal form. 40 cents we can write as 40 hundredths. Right? So that automatically means I can cross out choice B. It has to be C. Why is that? Because we have $20. We're going to take away the 40 cents per pound. 40 cents times the number of pounds would be the cost of all the bananas. And there's our expression. All right, number 29. What is the value of 2 to the third plus 4m divided by 2 when m is equal to 3 over 2? So we're going to substitute here and use the order of operations. So 4 times 3 over 2 divided by 2. And I'm going to write our steps down here, parentheses, then the exponent, multiplying and dividing left to right, and then adding and subtracting left to right. So we have no parentheses. We're going to do our exponent first. 2 to the third power really means 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 plus 4 times 3 over 2 divided by 2. All right, so exponent is done. There were no parentheses. Next, we're going to multiply and divide from left to right. So we need to do the 4 times 3 over 2. I'm going to put 4 over 1. That's going to give us 12 over 6. 4 times 3 over 2 gives us 12 over 6 when we multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. Sorry, 12 over 2, that's 6. Which gives us a value of 6 when we simplify it. That's where I was going with it. So we've got 8 plus 6 divided by 2. Right? Next step is going to be the division. So we're going to bring down the 8 plus. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 8 plus 3 is 11. Number 30. The Frenchtown roller rink charges $5 entrance fee and an hourly rate for roller skating. The total cost for roller skating depends on the number of hours a person skates. The table below represents the total cost of skating for different numbers of hours. Which equation represents the relationship between the cost, C, and the number of hours, H? All right, so we know they charge a $5 entrance fee. So no matter how many hours we're going to roller skate, we have to pay the flat $5 fee. We talked about this when we were defining terms with algebra, and that is our constant. The fact that we have to pay a $5 flat fee, that's our constant. So as I'm looking at each of these options, right, there's only one that has a constant of 5, and that's choice D. Now let's confirm that choice D is correct. If I substitute, let's say, one of our points in, right, 2 hours. So 3 times 2 hours plus my $5, that's 6 plus 5, which is a total cost of $11. And that's true. 2 hours does cost $11. If I try the last one, let's double check. If I substitute 4 hours, so $3 times 4 hours plus the flat fee of $5, 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 plus 5 is 17. And that's true. 4 hours of roller skating does cost $17. So it's choice D. 31. A parking garage charges customers an hourly rate to park their cars. The cost of parking a car for 8 hours is $14. Which expression can be used to calculate the total cost to park a car in the parking garage at the same hourly rate for T hours? All right, well, step one, we need to figure out how much it's going to cost for 1 hour, right? We can use this information here of $14 for 8 hours to find our unit rate, right? So that would be 14 divided by 8, the cost over the number of hours, right? That's the same as 14 divided by 8, right? And then this represents our unit rate. Once we know the unit rate, how much it costs for 1 hour, then we can multiply it by T, the number of hours that we want to park our car there for. So that is choice C. Number 32, which expression represents 8 less than the product of 12 and the sum of 2 and y? Okay, so this is a pretty long one here. We're going to go in order, but before I do anything, I want to highlight less than. I know it's going to be a reversal. Okay, so we've got 8 less than is subtraction. The product of 12 and, I'm going to put the product where I see the word and, so 12 and, the sum of 2 and y. Sum means addition. I'm going to replace it where the word and is. All right, now we have a special situation here because the product of 12 and the sum, we need to know what the sum is before we can do that multiplication. So we need parentheses around the 2 plus y. All right, so if I kind of put it together here, 12 times 2 plus y, now I can't forget about our reversal, right? That means everything on either side of my subtraction sign has to switch. So I'm going to bring the 12 in front times 2 plus y, and the 8 goes to the back. All right, so that is choice C here. Okay, number 33. Anne wants to join 5 pieces of paper together. She plans to use 3 rectangular pieces of the same size and 2 square pieces of the same size. The length of each rectangular piece is 3.5 feet. The width of each rectangular piece is W. That's the same as the length of each square piece. The expression below can be used to find the total surface area of the 5 pieces of paper. Anne decides that the width W of the rectangular pieces should be 2 feet. What is the total surface area in square feet of all 5 pieces of paper? Right, so they're giving us this expression here that represents the surface area. And in this expression, we don't know what the width is. Now later on, Anne decides the width should be 2 feet. So we're going to substitute 2 in for W. And then we'll follow order of operations. So we've got 3 times 3.5 times 2 plus 2 times 2 squared. All right, so according to PEMDAS, we're going to do what's inside our parentheses first. Okay, so 3.5 times 2 is 7. Right, 3.5 is the same thing as 7 over 2. And 7 over 2 times 2 over 1, we can cross reduce here. That gives us 7. So that's where the 7 comes from. And in this set of parentheses, 2 to the second power is 2 times 2. That's 4. All right, there's no more exponents. Parentheses are cleared. Next, we're going to do multiplication. So 3 times 7 is 21. And 2 times 4 is 8. And then last is the addition here. It's going to give us 29. So that's 29 feet squared or square feet for the surface area. All right, number 33, what is the value of the expression? Again, we're going to use order of operations here. I'm going to rewrite it. And this is all over 2 squared. I know it's kind of off to the side here, but we're going to bring it over. All right, inside the parentheses, we want to clear those first. So I'm going to keep my exponents on the outside the same. 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. That's 8. Everything else is going to stay the same. I can't move over anymore. Again, inside the parentheses, we've got 3 squared times 12. 8 plus 4 is 12. And then 2 squared. All right, so we've cleared the operations inside the parentheses. Next, we're going to do the exponents. So in the numerator, 3 to the second power is 9 times 9. Not 9 times 9. 3 times 3, which is 9. Sorry. So 9 times 12. And then in our denominator, we've got 2 times 2, which is 4. All right, in our numerator, 9 times 12 is 108. And 108 divided by 4 would be our last step. If you need to show the long division, you can. Right, it goes in twice. I'm going to bring the 8 down. 4 goes into 28 7 times. Right, so this simplifies to 27. And that's choice D. All right, number 34. Which expression is equivalent to the phrase shown below? The quotient of the sum of 2t and 2 and twice the cube of 2. All right, we've got quotient and sum here. So sum, I'm going to replace right here where that and is. And then quotient for division is going to go in place of this and. So when I put it together, we've got 2t plus 2, and then the division sign, which means I'm going to put the fraction bar. Then we've got twice the cube of s. Twice means 2 times, and the cube of s means s to the third power. All right, and that is choice D. That's a tricky one. Which expression is equivalent to 9 parentheses 9m plus 3t? Right, so we're going to use the distributive property here. 9 times 9m is 81m, and 9 times 3t is 27t. Right, and that is choice D. Number 37, which expression represents the phrase 3 fewer than a number p? Well, fewer than is a reversal, right? It's subtraction, but we do have to switch the position, so it becomes p minus 3. Choice D. All right, number 38. Ken and Tammy were making necklaces. Ken makes 25 necklaces. Tammy makes m more necklaces than Ken. Which expression represents the total number of necklaces Ken and Tammy made? Right, so we need to add the number of necklaces Ken makes with the number of necklaces that Tammy makes. Well, we know Ken makes 25 necklaces, and Tammy makes m more necklaces than Ken. That would look like the number that Ken makes plus m more. So 25 plus 25m. And that is choice A. All right, number 40. Mr. Jackson orders lunches to be delivered to his workplace for himself and some coworkers. The cost of each lunch is $6.25. There's also a one-time delivery fee of $3.50 to deliver the lunches. What expression could Mr. Jackson use to find the cost of ordering n lunches? This is similar to the other sandwich shop before, right? So each lunch is $6.25. And we're going to order n lunches. So we're going to multiply the $6.25 times the number of lunches. That tells us how much all of the lunches would cost. Okay. And then there's also a one-time delivery fee of $3.50 that we have to add onto the cost of the lunches. So it's $6.25 n, or 6.25 n, plus $3.50. All right, now we're being told that n is equal to 5. We're buying 5 lunches. So we're going to multiply 625 times 5, substitute it in, and then we're going to add 350 after that. So 625 times 5, 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, and 5 times 6 is 30, plus 1 is 31. We have 2 decimal place values in our factor. We need 2 decimal place values in our product. So the lunches will cost us $31.25. Then we have to add on the delivery fee of $3.50. That's 5, 7, 4, 3, and we're going to bring our decimal point straight down after we've lined up our place values. Right? So the cost of delivering 5 lunches is $34.75. All right, if you have questions on any of these, please let us know in class. Otherwise, we will see you in class later. Bye.